Good morning, everyone. I'm Olivia BINTI FEELIS. My meeting number is 71262. So today I'm going to present my GK 3223 final year project 1. My title is Film Technique Used in Horror Film Production. So for the introduction, the first one, I'm focusing on the production or methods that are used by the horror directors or animators in making any horror films, including live action and or 2D or 3D animation. The second one is horror films causing fear among the audience, but some of them seem to be not affect or no relation towards horror films. And my research problem is the first one is what film technique can be used in making any horror films. So this research can be carried out by investigating the methods that are used by the horror directors or animators, including editing process, sound, camera movement, and body language. The second one is how does the horror film or animation had effect on audience? So this research can be done by using a survey to investigate the audience reaction towards horror film. The research question is what film technique can be used to create a horror theme in animation or live action film? The second one is why the audience doesn't seem to be afraid of watching horror film. And then research objective. The first one is to observe the film technique used in horror film production. The second one is to observe how the horror effects causing fear among the audience. And lastly, the third one is observe the reason why audience nowadays become uninterested of watching the horror film. Here comes the literature review. So this is these books I take a research about. The first one is the uncanny behavior in survival horror games made by Angela Tingwell, Mark Grimshaw, and Andrew Williams. So their purpose is study the relationship between the perceived strangers of virtual character and the perception of human likeness for some attributes of motion and sound. And for their type of source they're using are qualitative research, and their summary points is uncanniness increase strongly with increasing exaggeration of articulation of the mouth during speech, and the relationship is of more significant than that between uncanniness and middle and upper facial expression. The second one is the uncanniness increase with increasing perception of lack of synchronization between the character's lips and the character's voice. And the second book I did a research. The title is Introduction to Japanese Horror Film made by Colette Balmain. So her purpose is to understand the aesthetic of the Japanese horror film and the mechanism through which horror is expressed at a visceral level through the use of setting, lighting, music, and mise-en-scene. So the summary points is Japanese studio system had been influenced by the power of directors. The second one is traditional Japanese art forms such as theater had affected the film structure and theme. The third one is the rise of popularity of horror cinema in relationship of the physical devastation and psychological trauma left by war. And the methodology and for the methodology part, the qualitative research is used to carry out about audience reaction or opinions toward horror film. So, survey is the best method to interview the audience, hence collecting the research data through survey. Meanwhile, the observation can be done by observing the process or methods that are used in making horror production. For the expected outcome, so the first one, soft software such as After Effects and Premiere Pro helps directors to produce good quality horror film production. Meanwhile, the second one is the comedy horror film was created so that it can be watched by all viewers. So my conclusion is the first one is film technique such as lighting, creepy sound effect, camera movement, including close-up and tilt angle and special effects such as jump scare that are commonly used can be applied in any horror films. The second one is horror film causing fear among the children and might get risk to all adults who had heart problems. However, some of them wasn't afraid of watching horror films because they are too brave. So that's all for my presentation today. So thank you.